In today's video, we look at a mice so nice I bought it twice. What's up guys, I'm Snows, and this is your boot sequence. So, my home office mouse died. I don't know what exactly happened, but the scroll wheel is just completely busted. It's like it's always pressed in. I guess me and that mouse just didn't click anymore. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. See you. So I checked out my emails, and this brand, Dareu, I don't know how to pronounce that, well, they offered to send me one of theirs. Now, I checked out their website first, and when I saw the price tag of $56.99 for that mouse, I was like, nah, there's too much competition at that price range. But then I Googled the EM901, this mouse, and boom, just over $30 after the coupon, and in Canadian money too. Like, if that's any good, then it makes sense that I review it. So I asked them to send me one. So this is the EM901. In the box, you'll find the usual suspects: the actual mouse, a nice 5-foot rubber cable, and since it's wireless, this little dongle. Looking at the mouse, we got what I would call a standard symmetrical shape. It's not overly humped in the middle like my Razer Pro Click, but it's not flat either, so you can use pretty much any grip that you want, whether it's claw, palm, or fingertips. The finish is black matte, and it feels really nice. It's that type of finish that is great because it's super easy to clean, and it won't become an oil slick after a couple of months of use. The sides of the mouse are also plastic. Now, this is where preferences come in though. Some like a rubbery, grippy surface here, like on this Razer Pro Click, and some prefer just plastic. Personally, I favor plastic just because it's easier to clean. This can accumulate some finger goo in the corner here. Now, the Dareu website says that the EM901 has 6 programmable buttons, but there's actually 7 on there. You have the usual left and right click, the scroll click, the side buttons, so that's 6, and the DPI adjustment, which instead of being a single button that's gonna loop around all of the DPI increments, like on every other mouse, this one actually has a slider that goes up and down, or forward and back, to cycle through the DPI settings. It's a little switch, it's really cool. Thankfully, this mouse uses USB-C to charge the battery. This is one of my big issues with mice these days. Seriously, why are we still seeing USB micro B connectors on new mice? And don't even get me started on proprietary slots for cabling. I mean, just make it easy for me to use any cables that I can find. What happens if I lose the OG cable, huh? Anyways, this one is USB-C, and the port is flat out on the front, no obstructions. As you can clearly see, the mouse has some RGB illumination. But since this is a wireless mouse, I mean, you can keep it plugged in, but it's wireless, so you might want to keep the RGB off with the little switch at the bottom next to the on and off switch. It will definitely give you some extra battery life. By the way, they claim about 20 hours with full fat RGB on, or up to 55 hours with the LEDs off. According to my testing, both claims are a bit optimistic. I go about 45 hours with the LEDs off, but I did have my polling rate all the way up to 1000 Hertz. You could probably get to the 55 hours if you brought the polling rate all the way down. Which brings me to the app. It's basically all you would want from a mouse software. It's simple. On the main section, you have control over the buttons and polling rate. Personally, I changed the behavior of the DPI switch, but we'll get to that in a moment. You can also see your battery status. I just wish that the actual mouse itself had a way of eyeballing the battery status. Anyways, in the advanced tab, you can change which color is which DPI, and you have 6 different levels that you can customize. You can also change the mouse sensitivity, the scrolling speeds, etc., etc. In the macro section, this is where I changed what the DPI setting does. Now, if I go up, it basically goes to the next tab, and if I go down, it goes to the previous one. That's what I set up my DPI switch to do. And the last tab on the software is for control over the ring of LEDs at the bottom of the mouse. Now, going back to the actual physical mouse, how does it feel? Well, it glides just as well as any mice that I've ever owned. The click is not super lightweight, but it's in the same range as other wireless gaming mice. It's 105 grams, and for the build quality, I mean, it's a very solid mouse. You're not gonna bang this around, are you? Now, at the beginning, I thought that the side buttons were a bit too bouncy and forward on the mouse, but I mean, it's more about getting used to a new mouse than anything else. I'm perfectly used to it now. I've been using it for a couple of weeks now, and whether I'm gaming, working, which by the way, that DPI switch super helpful for work, especially when you're a tab hoarder like me. But anyways, I gotta say, for the price at around $30-ish, this is one of the best mice I've ever gotten my hands on. Oh, and you remember the intro when I said a mice so nice I bought it twice? Well, that's because I like the EM901 so much that I bought one for my girlfriend. She has the pink one, obviously. I don't know much about this brand yet, but they did send over a pair of headphones too. These are the EH416. They're pretty big for headphones, and shockingly, they're not trash. Let's be clear, this is a $25 pair of headphones with a mic and RGB illumination. Expectations are pretty low, but it's seriously not bad. The sound is heavily colored, as you would expect. It seems like the response frequency has the usual California smile, but here at the office, I use the Razer Black Sharks, and while they sound a lot more neutral, the Dareu headphones have a better bass response, which is great for hearing footsteps in games, for example, and the round cushions, compared to my Black Shark, means that bigger ears aren't getting pressed against the cushion and your head. I do wish they had a cloth cushion version though, because it gets a little hot after a couple of hours.
Relative to its price, the microphone quality is actually pretty good. Remember, this is $25. It is a little bit boomy. There is some rumble noise in the background, but I mean, you're not recording music or podcasts here with this, and honestly, it's actually perfect for making callouts in whatever game you play. It did not trigger the noise suppression on its own when I played Overwatch, and I had no complaints. Everybody could hear what I was saying. So what do you guys think relative to the price? Good, bad, medium? Let me know down below.
Oh, and of course, like anything gaming, it's RGB. Now, honestly, with these two products, I'm impressed by that brand. Maybe I should review one of their keyboards next. Who knows? Let me know what you guys think down below. In any case, that is pretty much it for today's video. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Drop a like if you liked it, a comment if you want to talk about the products. As usual, you can click right here to see the latest video, right here to subscribe to the channel. Stay frosty, my dudes, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.